Deathstroke Inc. issue 8, Joshua Williamson writing with Paolo Pantalina on the art. This is part 3 of Shadow War. I do appreciate though that this one does start, because we left off with this assassin, what's her name, Angel Breaker, coming after Deathstroke's team from Deathstroke Inc. Is that it starts off feeling like it is more related to Deathstroke Inc. as a book, although by the time it starts to get into other scenes, it starts to just feel like part of the crossover. But it does at least feel like it starts off there, which is nice. So basically, Deathstroke's with Respawn, and they're in disguise, and they're in a tour of the tunnels of San Francisco.
Which immediately, when I saw the Golden Gate Bridge, I was like, oh, of course he had a base in San Francisco. That's where Titan Tower was.
Exactly, it even says that. That's the reason.
Yeah, but just as soon as seeing the bridge, like, my Titans history kicks in, and so I got a chuckle from that.
Yeah, so he's got a secret base in these tunnels. They go in. He's like, okay, we're just going to lay low here whilst everything's going on. And he takes off his mask and all the rest of it. Respawn starts playing with the toys and notices that there's like the new Teen Titans from the 80s. Like, he's got dummies of them for target practice.
And he's like, and he throws a spike, or throws like a shuriken, and it hits Robin. He goes, cool. And Deathstroke's like, oh, you want to know what's even cooler? And he throws 5 at once, hits them all, and then they explode. And it was just a cheesy, fun moment.
You've left out a key detail. Hits them all. They're all in the head. Yes, all 5 of them in each of their heads. Yeah.
And he goes, you think that's cool? Watch this. And then it explodes. It was just like, geez, that was dark, but also hilarious, cheesy at the same time.
Yeah, and the explosion's after a page turns, because he throws the stars. You see them all hit the head, and Respawn's like, oh, that's cool, I guess. And then the next page is all their heads exploding in sync. And then he's like, whoa, okay, all right.
Yep.
And then the kid maybe got some issues, because he picks up a knife and says, you know, I want to be like you. Maybe I should lose an eye.
Which made me think of Ravager's origin originally, when she used to just be a babysitter for, I forget whose kids. Maybe it was Wally's. But she ends up snapping at some point and taking out her eye. And Slade looks at her and goes, why? She goes, because I want to be like you, Dad. And so I feel like this is Williamson sending that up, and Slade going like, no, don't put that down.
It cracked me up anyway. So, and then we come back to Batman and Talia, and they were smooching, and then Batman's like, hey, I'm still kind of in a thing with Selena. And
he even says Selena. Like,
yeah. And Talia's like, a moment of weakness. It will not happen again. And she just kind of like, storms off,
slinks away.
But yeah, so this is the first time. So what's her face? The assassin lady whose name I keep forgetting.
Angel Breaker. Poor design, man. This design feels like something from the 90s.
It does. Like, but I hate it. The slit down the middle, so her tits are just kind of like. It's basically, imagine. I mean, I suppose I'm just describing cleavage here, but because it's a slit all the way down, I would say it's more like side boob, but the side boob's in the middle. Yeah.
But all the way down, it's like she's wearing curtains.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Just for an assassin, like, if you want to make them look, seductive and stuff, you can do. This design just reeks of like bad 90s.
It does. Also, I'm just imagining how much double-sided tape she's got inside that shirt to keep it stuck to.
She does fly too, so she needs extra strength.
But even as you're fighting, things are popping out left and right.
No, I know that, but imagine her going, flight speed, stuff's flapping. Like, you gotta secure that, But yeah, so every time she showed up, and like, I want to know what her deal is, because a name like Angel Breaker, it's Williamson being good at creating these new characters. The design's bad.
Honestly, one of my favorite moments of the issue is she's got Raptor, right? She's brought Raptor back with her, and Raptor's like, "Oh, hey, Batman, long time." And he says, "Your kid did really good in that death tournament." And the close-up panel of Batman with the 3 individual sentences: "What death tournament?" He has no idea, and he's just like, "What is this? Someone explain this to me now." So really funny stuff. I got it's Talia wants to kill him. And Batman's like, no one needs to die. I'll interrogate him. I'll find out what he knows. Angel Breaker knows Ghostmaker, because she's like, you know, Ghostmaker told me about you. He's
yeah,
like,
so, and it seems also like Raptor was in this Demon Shadow, so it seems like the Demon Shadow has been this organization that's been underneath, and they've really gotten kind of the best of the best people. So
yeah.
I do like that point.
It is getting a little bit laughable though, how many League of and, you know, groups underneath the ghouls there is at this point. But yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I do like that because, of course, in wanting to be the best, you know, Ghostmaker would do something that Bruce wouldn't, and that's, you know, go pal around with these yahoos. Oh,
for sure. So they set a bunch of ninjas on Batman, and he, you know, takes them out because he's Batman. Yep. But he runs off. And we just cut back to Deathstroke and Respawn. They're just sitting playing cards. But then the door, just after Raptor sends them a call warning them, the lights go out and the door opens, and in walks Robin and Ravager, who, of course, you know, last issue, like she said, yeah, let's go find, you know, my dad. So this is the payoff to that. This is the cliffhanger of the issue. So I will say the art here does feel like it's really channeling Carmine Di Domenico. I was getting a lot of vibes of that in here.
A little bit. I could see that.
Yeah. I was getting that. It did seem to fit the vibe of the ongoing Robin book, I would say, which is funny because this is not the Robin book, but...
Right. The biggest props was it feels like it was a... who's the artist? I'm drawing a blank on his name now. That started the Robin book. It feels like adjacent to that.
Melnikov.
More. Yeah, there you go. Gleb. It feels adjacent to Gleb than anything else, I think. And because the art's been kind of all over the place in Deathstroke, it's nice that it feels, you know, in line with Robin, which, you know, was following it up. So I will say Respawn here, and I get that Respawn was a sheltered, you know, sheltered clone boy, but Williamson's only, you know, he's the only person to write him is Williamson, and I felt the voice was off a couple times, where it seemed like he was a little bit too sheltered and naive compared to some of the other stuff we've seen, like in the tournament and whatnot. Maybe there's a reason for that we'll get, but you know, him saying stuff though, like there wasn't a lot of card games while I was being tortured. You know, so him not knowing how to play war and whatnot, I felt like that was a good, you know, little character moment for him. But yeah, sometimes his voice just felt off a little bit, which is weird considering it's Williamson. But, you know, that's just a minor.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I guess we'll rate this before we move on to the next one. What are you giving it?
Yeah, that's 1 out of 7.
Yeah, I'd say 7 too. Perfectly enjoyable. I like the developments and the little character moments. Batman's, especially with the Death Tournament reaction, was quite funny. And the art is nothing spectacular, but perfectly nice enough and serviceable. Yeah, but the facial reactions and like expressions were pretty solid.
Pretty good.
So,
yep.
You know, points for that.